Welcome to the Eat Better, Move Better, Live Better podcast presented by Flourish with Tracy, where we'll dive into the realms of holistic wellness, plant-based nutrition, yoga, and self-care to help you live your best life. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our special segments. Meditation Monday. Start your week with mindfulness. Wellness Wednesdays. Get the midweek boost you need. Sadhana Saturdays. Dedicate weekends to personal growth. Join us as we explore and discuss all things to eat better, move better, and live better. Welcome. Today will be the introduction of the final aspect of Bhakti Yoga, the practice of Atma. Atma is honoring the self, your inner light, your true essence that underlies all of your experiences. See it as an invitation to turn inward, to reflect, and to reconnect with the deepest part of who you are. So what is Atma? It is translated as the self or the soul, your being, your consciousness, your bliss. It is the witness behind all of your thoughts. It's the unchanging presence beneath your changing body and mind. It is the pure awareness that experiences all things without being affected by them. In yoga philosophy, Atma is eternal. It is unborn, undying, and untouched by the constant changes and fluctuations of life. Our lives are always shifting, filled with emotions, joy and sorrow, fear. But Atma remains untouched. Atma is steady, quiet, and luminous. It is yourself. And to understand Atma, it helps to understand what it is not. Atma is not the ego. Atma is the true self. It is not the emotional mind. It's not the intellect. It's not the memory field. And the difference is the ego will say, I am this. I'm this body. I am my job, my roles, my aspects. I am my pain. I am my accomplishments, or I am my achievements. Atma is not any of those things. Atma simply just is. When someone says, I feel lost, what is the I within you that sees the feeling? When someone says, my mind is restless, who is the observer of the restlessness? The I that sees and the observer is you, Atma. Silent, aware, and constant. The ego shifts, the ego changes. The ego is vocal, to be seen and heard. The self, the Atma, does not. Atma is in many of the yogic and Vedic texts. It's often described in poetic, powerful language. For example, in the Bhagavad Gita, Atma is described as weapons cannot cut Atma, fire cannot burn it, water cannot wet it, wind cannot dry it. Atma, your true self, is eternal and it is indestructible. In the Upanishads, there is a statement, Tat Tavam Asi, thou art that. And it means that the essence of the universe and your own true essence, yourself, are the same. These teachings help us understand that we're not merely just physical or mental parts of our lives. We are the awareness that animates them. In yoga anatomy, we experience ourselves through layers, and these layers are called koshas. In understanding the koshas or the layers helps us understand where Atma, our true self, lives. More accurately, what obscures or blocks your perception of it. So if you were to imagine your body, you start off with your physical body. And then peel back the layer. The second layer or kosha is the energetic body. And then peel back the layer. And then you'll come to the mental body. And the fourth kosha, peeling back once again, is the wisdom body. And then you're at the fifth layer, blissful body. Through all 5 of these layers, Atma, your true self, is deeper even than these. Atma shines through all of these layers as your true self always shines through. But Atma, your true self, is not limited by any of these layers. It's as if, for example, you go outside and you look up at the sky and it's overcast, it's cloudy, it's dark. But you know, even behind those clouds and that overcast darkness, the sun is still shining. That is the light of Atma. That's how it works. When the clouds clear, the sun shines and you see it once again. When the cloudiness within you clears, when you have a clear mental and physical body, when you peel back all the layers, the light of your truth self will shine through. And we can sometimes lose our connection with our light. Sometimes we misidentify things. We don't understand. We get caught up in the aspects or roles that we've created for ourselves. And we learn these things. For example, we are conditioned to identify with our body, our emotions, and those titles: a parent, a teacher, anxious, successful, struggling. These are experiences. It's not who you are. It's not your true self. And we misidentify when we cling to the need to be validated externally. When we define ourselves by circumstances and things that happen, by our jobs, by the people we hang out with, when we are attached to pleasure, when we resist pain, when we look outwardly for worth. All of these habits and things that we've learned veil the awareness of the self, the Atma. When you practice yoga, meditation, or your spiritual devotion, these things help peel away the layers of false identity to help you sit with your true self, to love your true self, to embrace the light of your truth. So there are things that you can embrace as a quality of Atma. The first one is existence. You existed before the labels, and you will exist beyond all of those titles and roles. Being conscious. You are the awareness that recognizes all of your experiences. true bliss, not joy from external things, but deep inner contentment. To experience without attributes, Atma cannot be defined by shape, color, emotion, or status. And to unmanifest. And what this means is to feel stillness and know that stillness and your true self exists, although you can't see it with your eyes. The more quiet you become, the more apparent it will be. So you can practice realization of Atma. Practice becoming something which is more about remembering and becoming who and what you already are. So you could start with a self-inquiry. You can just ask, who am I? And you're asking that question, not to get an answer, but to peel away all those layers and illusions. And so that's how you move through your chakra system. You start with the question of who am I? And then as you peel back the layers and you begin your ascension, when you connect with your divine true self, you can change that statement to who I am. Meditation helps settle the mind so that the self becomes more clear. You can practice just noticing who you are. And instead of saying, I am angry, instead say, anger is present. So who's witnessing the anger? Your true self, the Atma. And then detaching, not rejection. Just be free from compulsive attachment. Let it go. And then you will begin to act without attachment to any outcome. You will feel your heart purify. You'll feel yourself be revealed. And continue your Bhakti yoga practice, the practice of devotion, in any of the aspects that we've mentioned in the Bhakti yoga series. Opening your heart, dissolving your ego, opening to the light of your truth. And continue with Swadhyaya, studying texts that are sacred to you to keep your mind engaged and oriented toward the truth. So let's just take a moment here for a quick reflection. Close your eyes. Notice your breath. Become aware of your thoughts. Notice the one who is aware of the thoughts. Notice sensations in your body. And then notice the one who is aware of those sensations. Everything you observe is not you, because you are the one observing. Rest in that awareness. Still, silent presence. That is the Atma. That is your true self. Take a deep cleansing breath in and out. Open your eyes. When we recognize our true self, life transforms. You gain inner peace as you're no longer over-identifying with circumstances or stress. You move with compassion as you see your own self with a loving and open heart. You gain strength as challenges are no longer obstacles. They're just opportunities. You gain clarity as your decisions come from wisdom and not fear. And you are free. You embrace freedom, as nothing external can define you anymore. This is the heart of yoga. This is where the individual self, the who am I, becomes united with the universal self, who I am. Atma is not something to gain. It is something to uncover, something that you discover as you peel back all of the layers to notice and see your inner self already perfect, luminous, radiant, light, and eternal. The journey of yoga is the journey of remembering. Meditation is the doorway, silence is the teacher, awareness is the path. It is also the destination. Thank you for sharing this exploration today. May you walk through the world with an unshakable knowing that the light you seek is the light you already are. Namaste. Thanks for tuning in. I hope today's insights help you on a personal journey towards a healthier, happier life. Don't forget to join every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for more self-care and holistic wellness tips. Before you go, make sure to comment, click the bell, like, and subscribe buttons for upcoming episode notifications. Be sure to always consult a medical professional before making any major changes regarding your health, diet, or routine. In the meanwhile, stay motivated, stay inspired, and remember, every step you take is one step closer to a better you. Until next time, keep flourishing, and as always, may all be well.